Behind me here is something very special indeed. It's been a long time in the waiting, but now there is finally one of these here in the flesh. And this is the Silver Arrow 460 Gran Turismo. So fully licensed with styling assistance from Mercedes-Benz. This is in effect the Mercedes of the water. And we have got an opportunity to take a full tour of this remarkable new craft, and it really is something quite different, quite special, and totally unique. So you can take a look here. You've got the Mercedes-Benz style badging, but there's a lot more to it than just badges. So let's jump on board and take a closer look and give you the full tour of all the highly innovative and totally unique elements of this quite extraordinary craft. A couple of things to know about the Silver Arrow Marine. So first up, the company itself is based in the UK, but they are built in Finland at Baltic Yacht using lightweight sprint pre-preg material that makes it a little bit lighter. It's not full carbon fibre, they did consider it, but that would be a bit too noisy and a bit too harsh. It gives a very unforgiving ride on a boat. So they've gone for Sprint, which is not quite as light, but gives a softer, more forgiving ride, but still relatively light for what it is. So this 46-foot boat weighs just about 12.9 tons, I think. But now let's take a look at some of the more details. So you can see this very curvaceous transom, and the first question is, how the heck do you get on board? But with the assistance of my friend Andrea here, you can see that the bathing platform slides out from inside the transom, all electronically, extends out to create a bathing platform. There is a bathing ladder inset into that too, and then once that's at its full extent, there is another little slot underneath. You can see the Mercedes three-pointed star on the transom there, and another Mercedes-Benz style branding here, and out comes a separate, fully bespoke passerelle. Look at that! Honestly, that's a little bit of street theatre in itself. Very nice. That looks like the way on. I think we can step aboard now. Now, very different style. The whole look and feel of this boat is unlike any other boat I've been on. You can see this very graphic sort of swirling effect on the cockpit. There are a couple of storage lockers here, so they haven't forgotten all about the practicalities too. These open up, and there is storage for fenders, cleaning equipment. It's got one each side. There's another one there. It's exactly the same, so I won't bother to show you that one. We've got the cleats and the fair leads all beautifully integrated, and then this brushed effect stainless steel cockpit surround. There's some very cool seating here with a handhold there just to help you down into the seat. And then all this curvaceous, you can see they won't put any shut lines on any curves, so some of the details, we'll see how we get to the engines in a minute, but beautiful detailing, and then the canopy itself. So let's just see how we get to the engines themselves. So first of all, that just pops out. That's for the little bimini cover. There is a latch down there, and you can see this whole seat section slides across just to make a little bit of a gap, and you can see how these lugs hold it secure, and then that lifts up to reveal the engines. So we've got twin Yanmar 460 horsepower engines, and you can see because they're tilted slightly forward, that's because they're on V-drive shaft. So the shaft goes forward and then reverses back out of the boat through the stern. So it's nice, simple, conventional shaft drive, albeit with that V-shaped shaft that reverses it, but just means you don't have to have the engines further forward. You can still get a nice shallow drive angle. And I think performance on this, we get around about 33 knots.
33 in this engine version,
right,
and 28 as a cruising speed. and the most powerful option you get to 38 as a maximum speed.
So 38 knots, and the most powerful option is twin 550 horsepower?
560.
560 horsepower, fantastic. Okay, so looking further forward, should we just close that up? Just
sure?
I think probably just to make sure it doesn't get in the way. Don't want anybody falling down there. So let's talk a little bit about the helm station. So fully integrated helm station, all touchscreen electronics. So full access, you've got the engine controls, all digitized, wind direction, all the details you need. And then bilge pumps, tanks, electrical, so all integrated into this single screen. Got absolute access, information, everything you need. So the controls themselves for the engine, we've got quick shift, we've got a twin disc joystick, so you can completely control, you can move the boat sideways, forwards, backwards, and then these very smart stainless steel throttles and 3-spoke helm, almost mimicking the 3-pointed star of the Mercedes. Humphrey trim system, so automated Humphrey trim. 2-person helm bench, and again exactly the same system with the engine, so that seat slides out and then lifts up. And then all those electronics are repeated over on the navigator side, so again they can have full access to everything here, including all the interior details like the ice maker, fridge, etc. But we'll see a little bit more about that in a second. And there is a little glove box just like you'd find in a Mercedes car. So this is where it really starts to get interesting. So you can see there's 3 glass steps down into the interior, but I say interior, the whole point of this boat is that the interior is also the exterior. So you can see how this whole forward glass panel lifts up on these hydraulic or electronic struts. You can hear those gradually lifting up. So the whole canopy lifts, and then letting the fresh air in, the natural light in. So once you've got it fully raised, it does feel like you're effectively sitting outside under a hardtop rather than in an enclosed boat. So you can see you've got fresh air all around you, glass all around you, and there's a lovely breeze funneling through this boat itself. Now look at the styling of this, it's just completely otherworldly. There's not a straight line anywhere. You've got this wonderful curved seating area. Even the backrests for the benches themselves are kind of mesh netting. Little glass coffee table that swings in and out. Bottle holder, and there's even a little plug for your electrics. How cool is that? So you can plug in your phone or your laptop. And then on either side, hang on just a second, oh here we go, look at this. So that vast glass table slides out from the foredeck area, all just pulls out, really sturdy glass table. So it's seating area, it's a dining area. You can see under here, again, you've got more of those little plug sockets. So you can use it as your mobile office too. You can have your drinks, you can sit down, have lunch, slides away. And then underneath that whole section slides out too. And suddenly it becomes a double bed, almost a sort of cocoon-like because of that mesh netting around it. You're beautifully cocooned in the double bed. So it's a completely convertible area. It's a sleeping area, and we've got storage underneath. So all of this area is totally versatile. It's a dining space, it's a lounging space, it's a sleeping space. Oh my goodness. There's another slide out unit here. Got storage under the seats. Look at that. And then on either side of this, you can see that these windows slide all the way down. So on this side, we've got the window up. On this side, it's down. And you can see it's just like one vast drop-down window, just like you'd find on a Mercedes-Benz S-Class, but about 5 times the size. Very smooth, very slick, and there are sensors in here, so if anything goes in between, there you go, he's just stuck his fingers in there, it senses there's something in the way, and it just holds it in place there, but it slides all the way down, all the way up, so completely convertible inside outside space. And the finish on here, this is actually eucalyptus wood. Again, it's something they use in the top level Mercedes S-Class cars, but very lovely. It's like a super pale oak, totally matte finish, and all the grain is matched to the curvature. Absolutely stunning effect. See, you've got the air vents in here controlling the air conditioning, Silver Arrows marine speakers set into it. It is just a completely different vibe to any other boat I've been on. Just see how that slides away again. It's too cool. And in fact, that table, when it slides out, there are struts. Oh, we've got yet more storage underneath. I mean, you could spend a lifetime just learning all the different features and elements of this boat. But I have to tell you, it's just such a different feeling. It's totally, totally unique. And so there is the foredeck. You've got access out to it from here, and there's another sun pad here, but you can also shimmy along the side decks. But that's where the bed and the table all store away when they're not being used. And then back towards midships area, we've got two little miniature cabins. You can see, I'm just going to demonstrate how these doors work. You see that they just shut of their own accord. They fit perfectly flush with that curved bulkhead. But if we pop that in, they swing both ways. So you can see it's hinged here and it swings round and out. So it swings in like that, but it also swings open like that. So even the doors are quite unique. Now this is the heads compartment. I probably better dive in there, Andrea, actually, if I just have a quick look in there. So initially it almost looks like an empty space. You think, is this really a heads compartment? But of course that too is all slightly different. So here is the tap that swings out like that. There is the actual switch to operate it. See, an LED light pops open, and then, believe it or not, under here, open that up and see if I can pull that. Here we go. Oh, starts to come out. Grab it there, and here is a hidden toilet. So completely electronic toilet, all works exactly as normal. It's fully plumbed in, proper toilet, but tucked away, concealed, so you never even know it's there. I mean, everything about this boat is just on a different level. And then in here we have got some useful storage. Again, all automatic lighting, a little bit of hanging space. What have we got here?
That's a PLC control for the hydraulic, a backup panel, and on top you have the fingerprint. It's basically your key for the boat.
Unbelievable. So yeah. Fingerprint recognition, it knows who the owner is.
Check.
Bing. Wow. Like I said, nothing is quite as it seems on this boat. And then on the other side, again, we've got one of those doors that swings both ways, and this is a mini galley area. So again, you've got exactly the same little tap, and under here just looks like a little stainless steel panel, but lift that up and there is the ice maker. So grab a cube of ice, pop it in your drink, job done. There is another fridge under there with the champagne already in situ, and again more storage behind there. So it's small, but it's very clever, and it is a little integrated galley. And there's that door, just show you how that works again. Swing that out, or indeed little concealed catch, and from the inside it can swing out the other way, so catch that, and there you go, it opens up that way too. Completely unique. Oh, there you go, okay. And then light switches here, or they?
Yeah, light switch.
That's too simple. It actually looks like a light switch and works like a light switch. Very cool. And then you can get along the side decks to the foredeck here. I'm just going to have a little shimmy along here. You can see, although it looks...
There's an integrated handrail over here. So
okay, so if we come up here, it has got Yeah, you can hang on there, and then once you get up here you can see little pop-up flush fit cleats, and then there's an integrated handrail here, so I can work my way along the foredeck. And here we are on the foredeck with that sun pad, and we can now look in through this side. A couple of little hatches there, probably keep your sunglasses safe when you're on the sun pad. Got fuel and vents there. Again, pop-up cleats here, and there's even got a little pop-up fair lead with protector plates just to stop the rope chafing on the hull itself. And there's the navigation lights right forward on that very sharp, pointy, arrow-like hull. So that's what it looks like from here. And of course, when that closes up, Andrea, you can see that glass top from up above. There is some sunscreening in there. I don't know if you can see, but there's some silver mesh in there that just takes a little bit of the heat out to stop too much heat build up inside the cabin. But most of the time, certainly when you're at anchor, you're going to have that open with the cooling air. Are you able to close the hard top? It'd be just interesting to see what that looks like from up here too. So when we close the canopy, you can see that all slides down. And the other thing to note is that all these openings have special hydraulic seals on them. So once they actually close, they then clamp shut under pressure to ensure they're absolutely 100% watertight. But look at that, it all slots down, flush fitting, super aerodynamic, super smooth. And now you can see that slightly silvery effect of that mesh set inside the glass. But that is now 100% watertight. And again, we can creep along these side decks back into the cockpit. So that just leaves one big question: the price. Now, it's not going to be a surprise that this doesn't come particularly cheap. In fact, the starting price for this boat is 2.9, or is it 3.9? I've forgotten now.
The beam?
No, the price.
The price is 2.9.
2.9. So there we go. 2.9 million euros, ex taxes. So realistically, it's going to be more like 3.5, 4 by the time you've spec'd it up a little bit and paid the VAT on it. But it has to be said, you are getting something truly unique. They've, I think, only built 3 of these so far. Is this hull number 3?
Yes.
It's hull number 3, but they do have plans to go smaller and larger, and indeed there will be a fully open cabrio model. But we'll just take the opportunity to have one more look inside that extraordinary cabin, show you what it feels like when it's all closed up, and appreciate one of the most unusual boats I think I've ever seen. So I hope you've enjoyed the tour. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Click the bell icon and it'll be notify you when any new videos are published. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.